Hey guys, it's Jill. Um, Sunday night, the night before spring break officially begins, right? Hooray! I know a lot of people are out of town, and I also know that exponentially more of us are home with our kids this week, right? So I wanted to talk about some behaviors that I'm seeing and things that maybe need to be addressed as a community because kids coming home from school and saying, "Hey, I think my teacher is going to quit," is kind of insane. And some of that is because of the way that the kids are speaking to the teachers and the way that they just have no fear with the fighting and the bullying one another. But to come at a teacher and say, "Do you want to fight me, bro? I'm not scared of you," or to come at a teacher and be like, "I'll kill you," that's not okay. um, and these are things that teachers should not be, they don't deserve that, but they should not have to be hearing those things. So a lot of that that kids see comes from the home, right? It comes from parental behaviors or sibling behaviors. So maybe this week while the kids are home, if we could just take a deep breath in and let it go, let them be kids, but also don't let them speak to us that way as parents because it's not acceptable on any level. Kids shouldn't be speaking to one another this way, but certainly not to adults. There's a lot of things moving around us right now in the collective, things that have happened in other states, things that are happening within the schools, things that are happening on a global level, and I understand that. But these are our children, and social media isn't helping that. Okay, there is a whole stage out there that our kids are seeing things portrayed on, and social media gives them a lot of different perspectives from a lot of different people. So even locally, when there are events going on and there are things like police blotters and warrants of the week and funerals and family feuds, those things are all coming into our kids' awareness, and they're kids, and that is a lot for them to have to hold. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't be on social media. That's not my decision to make. But as parents, I think that we need to be largely aware of how those things affect our kids emotionally, because everything that they see and they read is going to dysregulate them, and it's going to cause them to question who they are and the things that they believe, especially the things that they believe about the people that they're seeing. Because if it is their family member, or it is especially a parent or someone who's very close to them, they're going to internalize a lot of those things, and we need to be mindful of that. I know that there's a lot of collective grief right now, especially locally, and my heart is with every family that has lost someone dear to them recently, because we are going through it, and I understand that too. But please, please, in your grief, remember that our kids are grieving at the same time, and so their behaviors are going to manifest through that grief. And maybe some of that is the behaviors that I see at school. Maybe some of that is the language that we see. But we need to be cognizant of what we're doing and what we're giving them, and in moving with them and talking with them so that they can process those emotions. And if they need someone to talk to, let them know that you're a safe space, or let them know that you can get them to a person that's a safe space for them to be able to move through those emotions, because it has to go somewhere. We are energetic beings, and we hold kinetic energy, and whether it's positive or negative, it's within us. And when it's negative, then it's going to manifest as negative things, whether that's behaviors or language or actions against others, right? So it's just something to be mindful of, just so that we can all be on the same page, and so that we can kind of find a middle ground, some kind of calm sense of community would really be amazing. And it would be nice for our kids to come back to school and be a little more regulated and not have teachers going home crying at the end of the day and not have our kids fighting and bullying one another all day long. I don't have kids at the high school. I don't know what the high school looks like, but I can tell you that between the middle school and the elementary schools right now, I can't believe the behaviors that I see. And I can't believe the way that these kids are reacting towards adults. I mean, we weren't saints, and I'm not saying we were. God knows I wasn't a saint. But it's exponential right now, and we have to get a grip on it. We have to, because all of these things, the behaviors and the attitudes and, the things that we're not nipping in the bud now are the things that are going to push our kids forward, right? They're the behaviors that are going to lead them down paths to jail, down paths to drugs, down paths to violence against one another. So I'm just asking you, while we're home this week and going forward, if we could all just take a breath and be mindful, just stop and think, what am I saying to my kids? How am I speaking to my kids? Because whatever we are giving them is going to become that internal voice. I know we're angry. We're all angry. And I know we're hurting, and I know that we're frustrated. But we can't take it out on one another. And we certainly can't take it out on the kids. We just can't. Because then they're going to grow up and they're going to be angry and they're going to be bitter. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want my kids to grow up that way. And I don't want them to ever feel that way. And I know that we're all doing the best that we can. And we're working as hard as we can to make sure that those kids have what they need. But we have to work together. All right. Anyways, I'm going to be quiet now, but I just had to put my 2 cents out there. If you made it this far, thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful vacation. Enjoy your kids. Enjoy the time. Take a deep breath. Hopefully you don't have to set an alarm clock. If you do, know that, obviously it's worth it. We're going to work. We're hustling. We're making money. That's what we're doing this year. It's just all love and money.